got so many guys out there. We don't know say guys anymore. The drama continues as always. We just had a president. But you want it to be true, you make it true. But you get clicks, but when you go personal, what's really going on? Like, what's going on, y'all? This Greg. Greg said it. Back with another one. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's Greg. Greg said it live. Here, maybe a few minutes behind here, but nevertheless, we are here. Shout out to defeatcable.com. That is our Tanggula box, as you all know if you've been following for a while. It's one of your best friends you can have if you're tired of paying expensive cable, if you're tired of paying $200, $100 a month, and you still don't have everything you need. You definitely need to go to defeatcable.com and check out your options. Over 80,000 channels, about 100,000 movies, 8,000 on demand. One thing I like is some of the old shows that we watched growing up. You're able to see there. I mean, you can go back to Reading Rainbow even before I started watching it. And just crazy stuff like Mr. Rogers. Like, who remember Mr. Rogers? Like, all of those different programs, Family Matters, all that stuff is in the on demand. So I like that. You can kind of go down memory lane. You can find old movies. You can find new movies that may have been out for a couple months, stuff like that. And catch all that good stuff. So definitely want that. All the sports channels, when the season comes, you don't want to miss nothing. It's getting real kinky now. When sometimes they show the games like on NFL Network and all these different places. You have all the channels. I was just showing my boys the They got a WWE channel. We was watching the Royal Rumble. I've never been a wrestling guy, but as you know, you can mix that thing up, and it's one time cost. So make sure y'all check that out. Anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let us know you here. Got Felix there. Happy Sunday. Of course, we got Selma here. What's going on? Hey, we just moving along, man. I try to keep it steady. I don't really want to be, like I say all the time, I don't really want to rush this thing here because you know this thing could come and go and we be looking crazy. So we just need to enjoy the ride. Um, I know some people already started talking about the games they going to. Anybody know already what games they going to? Anybody going to the spring game? Um, Anybody know yet? I haven't started thinking. I remember last year this time I started thinking about the games I would go to. I didn't know at the time. I ended up going to 2 games, and definitely wasn't the plan. But it started kind of talking into place. We went down to the UCF game. They had already planned to go to Kansas State. I had a little open week there, and it was a good game. And they ended up being back-to-back games, but they had a break in between. So I went to see UCF down in Florida because I was able to drive down there and took the family down and stuff like that. And then I flew out a couple weeks later. It was crazy to Boulder all on my own. It was a road trip myself. I actually got a little video. Y'all go check it out. I did 2 videos. I did a video UCF, like a little video blog, and then I did a little one in Boulder. So, it was interesting to say the least. It was action packed. That Boulder game was way too late. Kind of had to kind of stall around and kind of figure some things out. I walked around the whole Boulder, got all the way to the buff walking. All of a sudden, I'm nauseous. I'm like, man, this is a joke. Maybe I didn't have enough water. I think I was dehydrated. So you definitely got to stay hydrated. You're not sweating, but you feel it eventually. I didn't cramp up in that, but I got real tired at the end. That was my experience. So I see Felix say going to Georgia Tech. Yeah, that probably would be ideal. I don't know how that would work because I know that's like the first game. So that's around my birthday, I believe, probably the day before. And also Georgia Tech, being in the Atlanta area, Georgia Tech is, that's the hometown. And it's gonna be an interesting game. I know they lost Singleton. I don't know how many people they lost or were to the portal. I haven't really paid attention to that. I mean, my cousin was on there. He just graduated. He had his senior year this year. So definitely would have been going out there if he was there. Family probably would have rolled out there. But he came out this year. So, but that would be a good game to go to. I mean, it's the first game. It's Georgia Tech. I'm sure it ain't gonna be no night game. And so that I don't take that all the way off. I don't take that off the books. It's just gonna be different. That time of year, school and all that. Yeah, I had some nice pictures and some videos. Got down there in the rain. The rain decided to show out down in UCF. Are you talking about Boulder? Boulder definitely had some good shots. Boulder was there. I was surprised when I went to Boulder how close everything was. Like some of the shots we see, and maybe because I'm in Atlanta, everything's so spread out. So, it was cool to see everything really in walking distance. You can walk to everything like downtown to the campus. Everything's kind of close. It's a big campus too. How's the food? It's really no food in the campus, but you got to kind of go into the downtown, which is I don't know, a mile away. Not that far away. You walk off the campus, and then that's where it had like a lot of restaurants, kind of like you going to like almost like a Bourbon Street style thing, where it's like a strip and everything is kind of connected. Then as you get further down away from the strip, you kind of get into the regular town. You get into other parts like the regular stores like Sprouts and all that stuff. But I was surprised it connected right back. All those streets connect right back to the school. They kind of run parallel. So I was like, I kind of seen a little bit once I got downtown because I was looking for food and then I had to walk back downtown because I kind of took a bus and I went to the campus. Then I had to go back to find something to eat. So that was my experience, and that's where all the food was. Different type of restaurants, but when you go there, they all packed. Some of them close early. Everybody's there, the opposing team. Everybody's there. I don't know if they stay there or they just know to go there. I know there's some hotels down there, but my hotel was down further, and I had people in the hotel with me from Kansas State. So everything from Denver, which is about 30, 40 minutes away, up to Boulder will be all the hotels and everything be full of fans. That's what I see. So everybody, that's the area everybody go to. That if you're gonna go congregate, that's where everybody gonna go to. They have shops. You got people on the street doing weird stuff and all this stuff going on. You see that in Denver too. But all the activity is, like Alan said, you see here. Yeah, Bo's night went to the Baylor game. It just rained when I was there. Yeah. You definitely want to see it like good weather. And yeah, Pearl Street. You just got to know what Pearl Street is. Yeah, the Baylor. Miracle at Baylor. The Miracle game. Miracle at Boulder. Yeah. Let me say. What's going on? Allen in the building. Jack's Fish in the house. Good food. I tried to go to a spot and then it was just closed because I had walk. Waste of time. Really was there early enough to go before everybody even was there. I was there early. I walked the campus because I didn't know. So now I know. I go back. I know exactly what I need to do. Plus, I was getting video and stuff. By the time I got back, even though the game was hours late, I was stalling. And when I got there, everybody was there. So I ended up going to what is it called? Something Peaks. You know that they always talking about on DVR with the burritos. It slipped my mind with the burritos. I went and got that. I didn't have to wait in line. It was simple. It was good. You know, I ate, you know, and then I had to walk back to the campus, but I ended up walking, trying to go to Sprouts. I thought it was close. I don't walk way down. I thought I was out the way. But really, it was a straight shot right back to the stadium. So even if it felt long, everything is in the same proximity. When you're walking around, you just got to be able to walk around. Can't be out of shape. I didn't want breathing hard. I was really feeling myself. I was like, this elevation ain't nothing. And it was all good until I got back at nighttime over by that stadium. And then I stood still maybe too long or something. Maybe I was dehydrated. And that I was like, ooh, I was nauseous. Everything, my ears started ringing. I just squatted down. I was good. But I felt like every like I'm gonna fall out, throw up, whatever. Man, I just squatted down. Then somebody gave me some water. I didn't cramp up or nothing though. I would have been out there looking like Big Barnes or somebody. I would have been out there. Yeah, Legal Peaks is the name. They were decent. It's kind of like in Georgia we have Moe's. It's not Moe's. We had like Willie's. Maybe it's more similar to Willie's, something like that. Yeah, Illegal Peaks is what I had. They should give me an endorsement because I talk about Illegal Peaks here. But I didn't really do much eating and hanging out because I was trying to just figure out I got the footage I wanted, kind of got to see what I wanted. Maybe I'll see more of the campus. I don't know. But Georgia Tech is definitely a good idea. It's a good idea. I don't know what I'll be doing that time of year. I know it's like I said, my birthday weekend. I don't know if that's what I want to be doing. It's hectic, man. It's hectic, especially when you don't know what you're doing. Going out there and catching the plane and going back, kind of knowing the ropes. And it ain't sweet. I think UCF was easier. I had my car, hotel. It was a little more fluid. Boulder, Ubering and all that. Traffic was crazy. Late game, it was tough. A lot of walking. Do you miss playing? No, I don't. I played so long ago. I played over 20 years ago. There's ain't nothing to miss. You can ask anybody who been out that long. You don't miss nothing like that. I'm gonna tell you, when you play football, people don't realize how hard it is on the body, and you don't realize until you get older how crazy you were, the stuff you were doing. When you break stuff, fracture stuff, and you get running back. I look at Shiloh, he broke his phone, he trying to go right back out there. You don't think about that kind of stuff till you're older. And I ain't talking about aches and pains, you know, people can have that too. But I'm talking about just the mindset you gotta have, you know. And when you play football, you don't want to stop because you go back to any sport after you stop, it's a lot more painful. your body's not as used to it. So I know that I played it long enough to know football ain't nothing to play with. It ain't nothing to play with. I know a lot of times we get on the players on making mistakes, and it's not all mental. Sometimes it's physical. Sometimes your body is aching to keep you from playing at the level you should play at. Sometimes you're not 100%. Your toe hurt, your knee hurt, your ankle hurt, and they're like, "Oh, he getting burnt out there," but he might not even be 100%. And you will know that. The coaches may know that. Nobody playing 100%. They hurt. They don't tweak stuff, pull a hamstring, pull a groins. You out there playing. And you look at the brutalness of it. Like, oh, they're not hitting. No, they're not, man. You can hit your knuckles on that, your fingertip. Everything hurt. It's a mind over matter thing. So, do I miss that kind of stuff? No, not really. I like the mind of it, the strategy of it at this point. And I know what they're going through. Man, and I want to do. It ain't nothing I want to do, honestly. Yeah, it's a brutal thing. What's going on? Is that Fadema? What's going on? I wanted to talk real quick about, the theme of this week is, combine is coming up. All the little bowls and stuff are over, and we're looking at who made it to the bowl, who didn't, and the combine. And of course, you have your pro days, individual pro days. They're gonna be scheduling that, and that's really what most people anticipate. And I know a lot of people been talking about this whole thing with Shiloh. Everything's been centered around Shiloh. I guess he's that long Coach Prime son. Shador going #1, and everybody's always paid attention to Shiloh. And he's been playing injured the last couple of years. And he's older. He came back for a year, and he really catch a bad rep. He didn't have his best season. But he don't get full credit for what he does do, because you watching him so much and just kind of judging him on a whole nother level, because he is Coach Prime's son. And so he benefit from being Coach Prime's son, and then he get a lot of backlash from it. Same thing with Shador. They get backlash for being the son. They call it the Prime effect, right? You connected to him, you're scrutinized on a different level. And you can say, oh, because he run his mouth. It's just really, sometimes when people want to see people fail, everybody attached to them, they want to see them fail too, or it's just by default. So it's a thin line between trying to figure out why he wasn't invited. Now, logically, I think a lot of people will say, okay, he wasn't invited because he was either good enough, or just realistically, everybody's not invited to the combine. It doesn't even make sense for everybody. But at the same time, you also look at teams like Georgia got like over a dozen players going to the combine. And I think Colorado and his fans feel like that should be Colorado. You feel like, hey, why we don't have 7, 8, 9, 10 guys at the combine like a Georgia? Damn, their record wasn't that much better. They weren't that great. And I think I was on Beat Watch. I was telling people that, a lot of the guys that go to Georgia, they like Jordan Seaton. They already know they're going pro. The people who they already got an idea that these young guys are going to be pros when they go in. So it's not necessarily what they did, it's what they maintained. It was the expectation of them. And like a Jordan Seaton, they already know if he stay healthy and not be a bust, he going to the pros. It's just a matter of when, because he came in as a #1. Travis Hunter the same way. It don't matter if Travis Hunter went to Colorado or not. He was going to go pro, period. Now, how they were going to try to play it against him, we had got a Heisman. No, they would say you ain't playing no competition. Instead of Jackson State. If he had a dominated, yeah, they probably would have took him second, third round. Maybe he would have snuck in the first round, but they would have used it against him. But one thing for sure, Travis Hunter was going pro. So some people just know. So those guys going to get them combine invites. And then you have, I guess, certain measurements and things they look for. If you're not that guy with the speed, that's when you look at a Jimmy Horn, LeJounte, they get invited. And mainly it's because they want to need spots filled in. Two, they want people to stand out. They want to see those top speed guys get in there. You have to look at the fact that Jimmy is a speedy guy, has the potential to be one of the top runners. So that's really what get him invited. You say, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. That's what the combine really about. It's really a showcase of the speed, the talent. But it doesn't mean that you're not talented if you're not invited. You still have a chance to show your stuff at your own combines at your own school. What do we see here? Yeah, I mean, like we look at it, it's not just Shiloh. You're looking at the fact that BJ Green wasn't invited, and he's been pretty much an all conference guy, really at both programs he was at. But it's like, what was a combine do for him that his film can't do? What would a combine do for BJ Green? Like, he's not finna run a 4.40. I don't know what he's gonna do on the bench, but nothing extravagant that's gonna make a difference. He's not gonna cone drill his way to a top pick. It's gonna be either a team see him as a good fit or not, because he's not gonna go and meet the measurables with the long arms and the big height, like all that stuff that it involves. He's not really fitting in any of those boxes, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to do well in the NFL. And I think that's the same with Shiloh. Shiloh's not going to go up there and run a blazing 40. He's not the tallest. He's not the biggest. He's not going to go and rep 225. He's not going to go and rep that 30 times. So it's one of those things that you just got to understand. It's no loss to them. Yeah, would you get a chance to go talk to the teams? But they've had that. The bowl games they went to gave them an opportunity to talk to the teams. So that's the only other thing at the combine they will get to do. Some people just go to the combine just to talk and not participate, like a Travis Hunter Shador. But if you look at it, Shador's already done it when he went down to the East-West Shrine game. Travis may not participate in that yet, but that's really what it is. Interviewing, get a chance to talk to the program, see what they have to offer, and they see what you have to offer. The physical component is not nothing. So Shiloh, and I believe BJ Green them had the same opportunity. I know Shriner, Bucket was there. He kind of showed it. We know they had a chance to talk to the teams. We know they had a chance to interview with the teams. So they're not losing nothing, because Scott's going to see them. They're going to see them. One thing about Colorado, every practice they had multiple scouts there. Every game they had multiple scouts there. They're not dependent on getting invited to a showcase as much as somebody who didn't have that. Every team can't say that they had scouts at their practices like that. Every team can't say that their games had that many scouts there, because there's a lot of other games going on. They may have went to those games. They definitely were at Colorado. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The Colorado players don't really need a combine to get exposed. Now they can have their own senior day or whatever, but they don't need exposure. They had plenty of exposure. They're not losing nothing. Shiloh's not losing nothing for sure. Everybody know who he is. Either they want him or they don't. Nothing especially he gonna do at a combine that they don't know about him. They've been watching him for years. He's on a team with his brother, Travis Hunter, his dad. It's nothing that he can prove at a combine that he ain't already proven during the season and doing what we've seen at the East-West Shrine game. At the game and at the practices and all the other interviews that he had. Same with Silman Craig. Silman Craig had a great opportunity to participate. He didn't even dress for the game. So that, I don't know if that's a bad sign. I don't remember anybody saying he was injured, but I do know that Jimmy was told not to play. Is it possible that Silman Craig was told not to play? Because one thing about Silman Craig, he had good practices. He had a good season. And Shiloh played in the game, but not Silman Craig. Silman Craig was leading interceptions a couple years ago. Silman Craig, combine ain't gonna do nothing for him. Now, somebody can say Will Shepherd. I think a lot of people, if anything, you should have a big fuss about maybe Will Shepherd, because a lot of people feel like Will Shepherd have a prototypical size. He come from the SEC. He has good hands. And I think he had a chance to show a lot of that as well when he went to the bowl game. Would the combine do something for him? Maybe he more so fitted he has the measurables and all. That's what they do. Maybe he more so fitted and he can run some drills, some hand drills, but he's already done all that. It's like some of this stuff is really becoming redundant. It's really becoming redundant because all the opportunities that the combine is providing, other places is providing it. I mean, you getting the same scouts, the same looks, the same. The only thing you missing, the combine don't give you a game like those bowls. You got the Senior Bowl down in Mobile. You got the Hula Bowl. Well, I don't know what happened to the NFL one. I haven't heard about that one, but those are the things that I know just off top. 4 bowls for seniors that pretty much does the same thing, and they all have the opportunity to do these similar type drills with the scouts observed. Not necessarily running cone drills or anything, but running routes and just getting a close look for a whole week at these guys, interview these guys, and then some of them playing the game. The game is, from what I hear and what I see, is not the big deal of it all. Some of those guys don't even play in the game because all the direct interaction and the detail they getting coached by the scouts, some of the coaches and things like. You don't really need the game because the game you ain't trying to go out there getting hurt and everybody kind of playing at a I guess preservation speed. So what we're looking at is I don't know how this thing really go. I don't know which came first. I know the combine been around, but it seems to me the combine is being watered down by these other bowls. Or maybe it's giving people who normally wouldn't go or get invited to the combine to get their looks too. So in that sense, it worked out for Shiloh, Silver Craig, and Shepard. And yeah, LeJounte got invited and all, and Jimmy got invited, but I think that's more so from the speed and the quit and just you need somebody to fill those spots. Everybody can't not be invited. I just don't think it's a huge deal. I don't know what lineman would do that. It's just a show, and I mean, it's a show. You watching it live. They running the 40 or whatever, and you watching that, and that's a production. That's an NFL production. So I'll be okay. So Will Shadoze, they're going to be NFL. Yeah, they definitely going to be in NFL. I don't know if they're going to be in the NFL as a draftee or as a free agent, but I know they're going to all get a shot. And that's what we're really going to be watching for, like a Shadoze. Will Shadoze be drafted in the 6th, 7th round, or will he be a free agent? He could easily go either way. I've heard some people say that you better off going as a free agent than you are getting drafted in those later rounds, because at least you get to kind of select the program you want to go to or the organization that you want to go to based off a need versus somebody drafting you into a situation that may not be a good fit for you. Hopefully they drafting you, they want to use you, but we know that people can, I don't know why, draft people and don't really have a need for them, draft people and really don't want them. You see that in college as well. It's like, what you recruit me for? You didn't want me. So that's what we're looking at, y'all. It's more than likely not hate. More than likely not hate. It's more than likely not the prime effect. If it is, it's small. And if it is, it don't matter. Because at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to hurt these guys. Like I said, the only person who probably would have went or could have went, should have went, maybe is Will Shepard. And he got a whole bunch of guys like that. It's not going to hurt them. I think they got the looks they need. The looks they want, hopefully. My biggest thing, like I said during the season, all y'all got to do is win. You're going to get more eyeballs because people are going to take you more serious. You're going to get more opportunities to play. You're going to get a chance to play in the conference championship. That automatically puts you on a higher level. You go to the playoff. You get to do all these different things. That's the best thing you can do more than any combine. That's the best thing you can do. And that's why teams like a Georgia, okay, they didn't win this year, but what they do last year, what they did the year before that, all that stuff helps. It helps the younger guys, so when they're ready to get drafted in the future, they already have some looks. So it's not that 1 year thing. It's everybody involved. And that's why it's important to build a program, a winning program, because it's not all waiting on your senior year to be seen. They probably got a chance to see you if you played your sophomore year. You got a chance to see you play your junior year and then your senior year. If y'all went to the playoff all 3 years, you got more looks than that person who's trying to cram it in their senior year. And you're more likely to get those invites. You're more likely to get drafted because you're part of a winning program, contributed to a winning program. They see you as a winner. That's why when you go and see a game played in Super Bowl, and you say, oh, the Eagles, they got like 10 Georgia players. And you start looking at the SEC, and they may got 10 Georgia players and 3 Alabama. And you see that domination carry over to the NFL. Okay, the teams want those players who dominate in college, and they'll load up their team like that in the NFL. When you start looking at, oh, they recruit heavy from this, they're doing like the college do. Some colleges recruit heavy from certain high schools because he's like, no, every year they get somebody from this high school, and you look up, they got a lot of players from that high school because that high school is producing winners. That high school is producing quality players. And we're seeing that in the NFL now. They're like, shoot, you see a lot of representation. One college may have 40 guys in the NFL, 30 guys in the NFL over time. That means those guys, not only are they good, but they getting the exposure. So you can be good and not get the exposure. That's why going to the right program matters. Colorado has the ability, starting last year. Okay, nobody drafted. Weaver made a team. This year, let's work your way up. Get some guys drafted. Get several guys on the team. Do it again next year. Do it again next year. You look up 3, 4, 5 years from now, they might say, man, you got 20 people from Colorado in the NFL right now playing at the same time. And at some point, it's going to be like those guys over there at Philly, 3, 4 of them on the same team. Once you get that many out there and the team starts saying, we like these Colorado guys, maybe the Broncos will pick on, hey, Broncos got 3, 4 guys from Colorado. Whatever team. That's when you start having something. And maybe at that point, you'll start seeing more guys invited to the combine. Like somebody said, Georgia has that reputation, they have that history. Should those can go make a way for themselves. It's called draft capital organization with certain guys to then trade them for future draft picks. Yeah, I mean, all of that is part of it. Trading, all of that is part of that whole business side of it. But for you as the individual who's trying to make it, you only benefit when you're part of a winning organization for them to even see you as capital. So Colorado's building that. So it's still early. It's too early to be having a high expectation. Just take what you can get. And the guys who get in there take advantage of the opportunity. And I think the guys later on will be the ones who will benefit. I think 2, 3 years from now, you keep building the way they're going. It'll help with recruiting, but it also will help them know, say, okay, when it's time for me to go, I'm going to get a look because of what's happened before me. They recruited them guys and they did well in the NFL. And now the coaches come and say, we like what y'all producing. We want more because they are ready. What Coach Prime said, I want you to be NFL ready. He has a chance to start proving that starting this year. So we're going to be watching that closely. Like I said, these channels are going to evolve because when we came in, Colorado was at a dead stop. Coach Prime was new. Our first generation came after the first season with Xavier Weaver making who only played 1 year, but he's off the Colorado tree. And a couple of them made the practice squads or whatever. And now we got a couple first round draft picks coming out, and hopefully other later round draft picks and some free agents coming out this year. And then just build, and boom, we got us somebody to talk about. So when we do talk about them NFL games, we be talking about some of our players, not just random NFL, and it all be connected. So I'm looking forward to it, y'all. Like I said, we on a new template here where on this Sunday we come in, we in and out. It's our Greg Said It Live Sunday edition. Make sure y'all like, share, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure we got to come in here. Make sure y'all comment, get this algorithm. I don't know what YouTube is doing some interesting stuff lately, but make sure y'all go ahead, catch the other content coming in. Make sure y'all subscribe. Hopefully it give y'all a notification. And with that, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and close out. Y'all have a good one. And I'll be talking to y'all soon.